Excuse me while I finish my breakfast. I had a client come in the other day, and his doctor's a little bit concerned about his cholesterol. And undoubtedly, by today's standard of having it be below 140, his cholesterol is high. But anybody whose cholesterol is over 140, it would be high. So, and we know that's pretty ridiculous. Um, a month ago, research was released that showed that, are you ready for this? People whose cholesterol was higher was actually healthier. So, when we're talking about cholesterol and cholesterol health, we really need to look at all of the factors within the cholesterol. Now, they did do a little bit of expanded testing on him. So they did not run a homocysteine, which again, the American Heart Association says that homocysteine on its own is more indicative than cholesterol or LDL cholesterol of whether or not you'll have a heart attack or a stroke in the next 5 years. They didn't run a homocysteine, and he went to a functional medicine doctor. So they didn't run it. So I don't know what his tendency is. I do know that with his genetic makeup, he is more prone to carrying high cholesterol. It's in his like genes back, I don't know, 100 decades. Like it's been there forever. What they did look at is his ApoB and his lipo-A. And one of those numbers was a little bit elevated. So his LDL could be slightly inflammatory, and it is high. But what we looked at is we have 3 sets of labs on him now. And when his cholesterol was at 210, his testosterone was like around 600. When his cholesterol was at 230, and mind you, this guy's over the age of 60, and he's not on testosterone supplements at all. Like he's not doing TRT, nothing. So cholesterol at like just above 200, his testosterone was at 600. Cholesterol at 230, his testosterone jumped to 800. Cholesterol's now at 260. His testosterone's at 994 naturally. No testosterone supplementation, no pellets, no nothing. We also looked at his DHEA, and his DHEA has stayed consistent across those 3 sets of labs over the last 8 years. The only thing that's changed is his cholesterol went up. So as his cholesterol went up, his testosterone naturally also went up. Men, what does that tell you about your cholesterol? What does that tell you about what the doctor is telling you about your cholesterol and your need for a statin drug? Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't like look further into what's going on with him, but also over the last 6 months, this guy's nutrition has been terrible. So we're cleaning up the nutrition, and we're going to do some things that help bring down inflammation in his body because a couple of his other inflammation markers were really high. And we're going to move forward and retest his cholesterol in 6 months as he starts eating cleaner and doing better and dropping some of the bad habits that he had formed. And we'll see what happens. And we'll see what happens to his testosterone. Now, the one thing I did not agree with, he needs to lose about 15 pounds. Really, what he needs to do is build some lean muscle because he doesn't exercise at all. And his doctor, instead of telling him to go work out, put him on a GLP-1, knowing that he had said, my diet's been garbage, my nutrition looks terrible right now, I don't go to the gym, and I know I should. And when I go to the gym, these numbers shift, and I know that they shift because they have in the past. Doctor did not recommend diet or exercise first, and he's a functional medicine doctor. And I'm not saying that GLP-1s don't have their place. This is 15 pounds that this guy needs to lose. And he admitted to his doctor his nutrition has been garbage for 6 months. Why aren't we starting with nutrition? Why aren't we putting the healthy habits back in place? Why aren't we coaching around that? And I asked him, what did your doctor say your nutrition strategy should be? And he said we didn't even talk about it. And I was like, so he just said, take this GLP-1 and didn't give you any advice? And he's like, no. So I asked him what dose he's on, and he is on a basically it's like a half dose, which is fine. I'm fine with him being on the half dose, partly also because his genetics. And in his blood work, there's some things that indicate he has an autoimmune disorder developing. And oddly enough, his eye doctor has been looking for an autoimmune disorder. So the GLP-1 can help lower that inflammation and also still keep it so that this guy is eating. Because if anybody was paying attention at the Grammys, we know that these medications are being abused. We know that they're being abused. But if you are someone prescribing GLP-1s and you haven't given a nutrition strategy that includes getting enough protein every day, getting at least for females 1,200 calories a day and for males 1,400 calories a day, eating good, healthy vegetables, and a piece or two of fruit a day, shame on you.